How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jerry Luke. Normally you can hear me on WHCR-FM in New York, 90.3, the voice of Harlem. On Fridays between 2 and 3:30, the number to call is 212-650-6903. That's 212-650-6903. The first thing I'd like to do this afternoon is give a big shout out to Rob Horner. Rob Horner was my Zen progressive correspondent from the North Country for a couple of years, and until he decided to move on. And lately, not lately, but we've been in contact since then, one way or the other. And he scared me this week by saying he's watching these videos. So I want to thank him for watching them, and any comments he has is wonderful, and I definitely miss him, and I'm very happy that he moved on to whatever it is he needs to do, and he needs to know that if ever he wants to call the show, please do. I also want to give a shout out to his wife, who was a bit under the weather, and apparently she's recovered from whatever stuff that she's been working with. So a big hug to Barbara. And now that we got that done, this video took a little while to get started today because one of the very important milestone in my life is facing me, and that's my retirement. And I don't really know how to talk about it because it's kind of scary no matter how you think about it one way or the other. But I'm in a unique situation because I'm retiring yet not retiring, because I'm retiring from an actual straight job during the day. But on the other hand, I sort of think of myself as somewhat of an artist. I do a radio show, and I've been a performer, and who knows what will befall me after I leave the straight job. But it was a straight job, and it's coming to an end, and it's 22 years, and I'm trying to put it in some kind of perspective. I remember before I even got this job years ago, I took a 2-year hiatus from another straight job, trying to determine what it is I wanted to do with my life. Unfortunately, I pissed that time away. But I pissed it away in a very nice way because I was playing tennis all the time, riding my bike, going to the beach, hanging out. It was just wonderful. And with a lot of skill, with a lot of undeveloped skills. So at this point, one of the things that I really am happy about is that I have a whole new background, or what should I say, I've developed certain baggage in the arts that I could use that I didn't use the first time around. So that's one of the things that I'm really happy about. Another thing is I keep remembering why did I take this straight job for so long? And one of the reasons I did it is pure and simple, healthcare. It's a real crisis in this country. I didn't really want to be out in the street with my thumb in my nether regions trying to figure out how to pay for problems that I would be having with my body. So I decided to stick it out until I qualified for a health plan, and I do, and I did, and I signed up, so that'll be fine. So that part of it is kind of taken care of. But what really, I guess, bothers me is, okay, I had a friend, a director buddy who had a friend who was an actor who I met, whose name is, I said, let me say his name is Tom. I don't want to give you his actual name, but I once went to Tom, and he had retired 10 years ago. I said, Tom, what do you do all day? So that's exactly the question to myself. What am I going to be doing all day with all this time? Now, the straight job is like 3 days a week, but it's become so exhausting that I don't do anything else. And now when I have all this time, what am I going to do with it? In the last couple of years, I've taken classes. That's kind of wonderful. I've taken music classes because I've gotten to be a little bit adept at chromatic harmonica, and I really enjoy that more than anything else. That's one of the things, actually, one of the saving graces of my existence is that I found something within myself that I can do that I really enjoy to entertain myself, as opposed to, having to be at a friend's house and having to have a conversation, having to go out, having to go to a movie, all these things which are extraneous. Here's something that I can do by myself, for myself, which you can't put a value on. So anyway, those are some of the things that really scare the pants off of me, and hopefully I'll be able to Well, you know what it'll be? It'll be a learning curve. And just like anything else, you know, you do something one day, and then you figure, well, I shouldn't have been doing this, I should have been doing that, and eventually things will fall into place. I'm trying to think of something else that actually did fall into place that way. I can't think of it right now. Maybe as the broadcast goes on, I will. But it's generally, you don't know what's going to, you never know what's going to happen in the future. And one of the things is that you have to have the strength of the courage to take a couple of steps and let the landscape sort of dictate what it is that you do. And you're never going to know. There's never going to be an answer. There'll be an answer for you. So I guess that part of it is, I can't really get into any more of that. So let me get into a little baseball. The heck with it. The Mets have been dying. I wish to heaven that they would have some hitters. They can't seem to get any hitters. They had wonderful pitching. Harvey had a great game the other night. I can't think of the other guy's name. He had in the game that they lost 3-2. That pitcher had a good game. They've lost 1-0, 2-1. You have to get some hitting. You're not going to do anything without any hitting. The one thing that I remember from last year, and everybody sort of put me down when I came up with this observation, was the fact that the Mets had fine pitching at the end of last year, and all of a sudden this year, like a guy like Colon, they for some reason, he's come out of the woodwork as a great pitcher. He's not out of the woodwork. He was a great pitcher last season. They didn't get him any runs. So this thing is endemic to the Mets, and they refuse to spend any money. They refuse to do any trades. The only thing that the Wilpons know how to do is open up Citi Field and get people to come in and collect money on all the junk that they sell, and SNY. And they're very, very conservative. As much as I really didn't like George Steinbrenner, the one thing that he did was he brought a winner to the city of New York. He wanted to win, and he did everything he could to win. Now, these guys have some money. They did something with their cap space, so they do have the money to get to hitters, but they're just sitting on their hands. And it makes sense. So my idea, my theory is, let's trade the owners for somebody else, anybody. Because let's trade them for somebody that wants to win. How about the Giant owners? They want to win. They put a team together that's winning. If you look at their batters, they're batting about 290. So there you are. I think that's about all I have for today. Again, the retirement thing, I think we're going to talk about that as the days go on, because it's not something that's going to go away. I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for putting up with this. And if you want to hear more of this, please, by all means, tune in to me on WHCR-FM in New York, 90.3, the voice of Harlem. If you are not in the broadcast area, you can always hear us on WHCR.org, Fridays between 2 and 3:30. And one more thing. See you on the radio.